Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but I had personal reasons why I haven't uploaded in a while. I've been away for so long. But I did want to let you guys know that the first video I was coming back to making was a video where my Dark Magician deck did go good in my locals. This is the third time I came back to locals. The first two times were just to test out if it was right. It was a right time to come back to the game because my father passed away, unfortunately, and I kind of stopped playing the game after that because, he helped me build the deck by taking me to places and card shops so I can buy the cards myself and paid for some of them sometimes. And, so it was hard for me to play the game again knowing that, his memory is in this deck now. And it's one of the only things I have left of him, but, I did win in his name today. I went undefeated in my locals and got first place actually, which is the first time I've done that with Dark Magician. I'm sure he'd be proud of me, but I just wanted to take a moment to explain why I've been absent and what this deck means to me and how big this win is to me now. It's not just about the DM community, but it's now about my father, which is why it's more important to me. So enough with that. Time to get to the deck list. Okay, we are using 3 Magician Souls, the standard. I like to use 3 Magician Souls, 2 Illusion of Chaoses, and it's just because 3 is a little bit bricky, and then we have something to even help us search it more out. I like to run 3 Rods because it's an almost something I like to see, and Rod can help me get into Illusion of Chaos if I need to, or he can just give me Soul Servant, give me a free draw, Circle, and Soul Servant. 1 Dark Magician Girl just for the discard so we can get the draw too. Apprentice Illusion Magician, she actually helps me a lot when I need to beat over something with Dragoon or Dark Magician. 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon, and this is for the Red Eyes Fusion we run. 1 Tamias, the Unite Dragon, for in case we have to make a Dragoon, or it's the only thing we can make. Or my personal favorite thing to do is use him to make Dragon Knight. 2 Dark Magicians, and that's my brother's Dark Magician he gave to me after he quit the game, so it's my father and brother's deck who helped me. Now, time for the hand traps. I play 3 copies of Ash Blossom in the main, and I play 3 copies of Imperm in the main. I really like these hand traps because if they need to search for something, you can just Ash, and then if they have a monster effect, you can Imperm them. And it's just really good because it can shut down most decks. Now, time for the spell cards. 3 copies of Red Eyes Fusion because this helps us get Red Eyes Dark Dragoon out and gets rid of 2 bricks, which is Red Eyes Black Dragon and the Dark Magician. I like to run 1 Magical Eyes Fusion just in case I can make another copy of Dragoon. I like to run Terraforming. Terraforming is for searching Secret Village spellcasters, and if you need to seek Magician Salvation, but why not just go for Secret Village spellcasters? 1 Upstart Goblin because you can combo with Soul Servant, and then 2 Prep so that way we can search out Illusion of Chaos much more easier. And if you draw up these 2 somehow, you can just use Souls, and Souls will give you 2 new free draws and gets rid of a brick as well. But I like to use 2 because it's not too bricky, and that way I'm running 4 copies of Illusion, and then if you count the 3 rods because they can get the Soul Servants, then you're running a lot more. I like to run 2 Secret Village spellcasters because 3 is too bricky. Shout out to Loza for pointing that out. I still like to run 1 Secrets of Dark Magic. It has helped me get out of several sticky situations before. I know it's kind of bad to use it, but I like to use it. I like using 1 Dark Magical Circle because if you really are good enough to protect 1, it's fine, and it's only a target banish, and it's not that big of a deal for a card. Sure, you can just bring back Dark Magician, keep chipping away at their board, but you are just really stalling until you can get that Dragoon out, or you can just beat them, like with your Dragon Knight. I like to use 1 Magician Salvation because it just the field spell that helps us get Eternal Souls out. And I only like to use 1 because 2 is brick. You only need 1, and you can search it out so many ways. 3 Soul Servants because this card is just so busted. It basically can search out everything we need for Dark Magician, and you can get a Pot of Greed off, or just a +1, or just the one you want to stack on. and it's just so great that you can combo with things with like Upstart, then Soul Servant to it, or Rod, search for Circle, then Upstart, and like stack a card like Dark Magician if you need to, or Magician Salvation to get that Eternal Souls. And the Magician Salvation is so useful too now because you can use Tamias to get Dragonite. Now onto the trap cards. I like to run 3 copies of Skill Drain in the main. I like to run 3 evenly matches because it helps if you're going second. And I like to run 2 Metaverses because it helps me get to Secret Village even more. So, and I like to run 1 Eternal Souls because you already can search it out so easy. If it goes to the graveyard, you can even just use Soul Servant to bring it back to the top. And that's pretty much it for the main deck. Let us get to the extra deck. I like to have 1 BLSL. This actually came up useful and helped me beat over an opponent's Dragoon that they summoned with Brandon and actually helped me win the game. Also, he's like your own Dragoon, but you have to be careful. You do have to be careful because he can be targeted and destroyed by your card effects, which means that they get rid of Eternal Souls, he goes bye-bye. But why I like him so much is you can use Souls, Rod, and Dark Magician, or any 3 monsters, and as long as they have a level 7, so make sure you use Dark Magician. It can't be targeted by your opponent's card effect and destroyed by their effects, and if you destroy a monster in battle, you can activate one of these effects, gain 1,500. You can banish 1 card on the field. It's non-target, by the way. Or you can attack the second time. I like to use the boost first because it's going to be really hard for your opponent to get over 4,500 unless they have an access code, and then you can boost it again, and they can't really get over that. I like to run 1 Relinquish because you can actually use this to save yourself if your opponent's not careful with their link zones. 1 Artemis because you want to recycle the Rod. In case like the impermanent, you can just go into Artemis, set a card, play the card, and you get Rod, and it's like they wasted a negate on a Rod, and you just got it back, and you can use it again. I like to have Celine because Drake can go into her, and then Celine can go into Access Code Talker, the best Link 4 for the Dark Magician Link 4 monster, as I like to call it, but this is generic Link 4 that we can use to beat over anything that we need to. I like using When You Read or the Moral Leader because if you for some reason can go into Zeus and your opponent has a full board, you can use Souls, summon Dark Magician Girl, Apprentice, rank up into him, attack something, rank up into Ebon, Illusion Magician. Then you have like you have 3 materials, and because he attacked, not only can you rank up for this guy, you can also rank up for Zeus. So now you have 2 detaches. So if you want to board wipe his board and you have nothing on your board, then he tries to stop it, you can chain again because Zeus's effect is not once per turn. So it's a cool little Zeus plate that we can make. 1 copy of the Dark Magicians. I like to run 3 Red Eyes Dragoon copies. I don't know what to side master or chaos out with, but it's probably better just to leave him out. You can do an OTK with him, but it's not really useful. You can play with him under skill drain because of how his effect works. If you tribute him and another monster because you pay for cost first, he's not in the field. He has to be out of the field because you can attempt to activate effects under skill drain, and because you can attempt to activate effects under skill drain, if you tribute him and another monster, you can banish all the cards in your opponent's field and still have skill drain, or you can just turn off your own skill drain with Magician Souls because it sends for cost, and because you send for cost, you can attempt to activate it, you send it, and you get the draw. And I like to make the 1 Dragonite because Dragonite is just so amazing at protecting Eternal Souls in Circle, and your opponents for some reason think that this is like the boss monster in the tower of the deck, so like you can like stall out even more for getting your actual boss monster out. But I just like making him because people have such a difficult time playing against him because he's Dark Magician on the field as well. So Eternal Souls protects him, he protects Eternal Souls. Onto the side deck. Now, unfortunately, the side deck is it does have 15 cards, but technically it's only 12 because I couldn't play 3 of them. And I, for some reason, sided 2 of them out that I actually shouldn't have sided out. But I run Rivalry in the side for just in case you have that matchup. I like to use Goza Match because Goza Match is really good if you need it for the side. Dark Ruler No More. There's no more needs to be said about Dark Ruler No More. I accidentally ran 3 Super Polities, but I usually run 2 Fusion Duplications, so technically this deck went undefeated, and with only 12 side deck cards. And as you can see, I don't have any Super Poly targets, so this shouldn't have been in the main, in my extra, but for some reason it was. This really should have been in the extra, because right now I don't see a lot of people using Ash, or I don't see a lot of people negating my Red Ice Fusion. But if they have an Ash or they use stuff to like negate your Red Ice Fusion, this is a good card to side in. I would get 3 of these copies, but I do not have 3 of them. I'm working on them a third. But basically, because here's the cool part, if they ask you, fine, set this card on their turn, activate this, activate Metaverse, Secret Village, and then you're using the effect, so you can circumvent your own thing because you're not playing the spell card. But you can also just do Metaverse and then this and that, just in case you want to be safe. And you can summon Dragoon on their turn, and you're not locking yourself out too, which doesn't matter because it's on their turn. Because I mean, it does matter because you want to bring back, Dark Magician with Eternal Souls. If for some reason you have another Dark Magician in there. But basically this is, I just let you copy the effect, and because you're not playing the actual card, you're not locking yourself out, which is really cool to do. So you can summon a Dragoon on their turn, and if you have another Red Ash Dragon in your deck, I guess you can activate another one in your next turn. I don't know if this is once per turn. Yeah, it's only once per turn. So, but like the fact that you can just summon Dragoon out is crazy. So you make them waste an Ash, and you get the Dragoon out anyways, and you still have to negate on their turn, and you can just have a Secret Village as well. You basically locking them on their own turn. How cool is that? Like, I just think that's really cool. And so yeah, and for the final card, Nibiru. Now keep in mind, in case you think I cheated, this wasn't in my side deck. Unfortunately, I just got home and realized that these weren't on my table. This was in there without needing to be there. So that's why I'm telling you that this should have been in here. And I'm working on my third one. And 3 Nibirus. And no need more to be said. They oversummon. You can just nib them. So, and just, Red Ice Fusion, pop their token. They won't take any damage because the token's original damage is like 0. But if you have these exact side deck, you have 14 cards. And do not run Super Poly. I had that in my real life. I came back home and just found this on my table. And so I'm just citing it out for future reference for myself. But yeah, let's get into some test hands with this. And I will... 1, 2... Sorry. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But yeah, that's, like, undefeated and first place Dark Magician deck is crazy. I bet I'd be branded and Sword Souls today. Oh, it was a crazy game, Trap Tricks. It was a very tough day today too. It's very hard for me to play the game because, again, my father's this is just, oh yeah, never mind. My father's memory is in this deck. So it's just very hard for me to play it or feel any enjoyment at playing it anymore. But I did get a little bit of hope after today. And let's just say our opponent is going first, and they're going to most likely. Our opponent's going first, so we draw 5 cards, and then we get our draw. And let's see if we can respond to anything on their turn. Our opponent goes first. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Now we draw. Look at this. Oh my god, look at that. Now you have a few plays. You can just go Mayface 1, Mayface 2. Evenly match. If they negate that, that's cool. Like, just in case they have a negate, that's cool. Then you can just do Red Ice Fusion, get Dragoon. Then you can do Terraforming, yada yada yada. After you get Terraform. Yeah, so you can. I'm just going to play that then. Let's say that gets negated, and that was our own negate, right? It's a pretty cracked opening hand. I'm not going to lie. You send your Red Ice Black Dragon, and you copy your Dark Magician into the grave. And you summon your boy, Dragoon. Then you play Terraforming. And, whoa. Sorry. Terraforming will search out Secret Village and Spellcasters. You pretty much won here if you play this card. But you can even be crazier by playing that. And then you can go Soul Servant, stack Illusion of Chaos to the top. And here's the crazy part, because not a lot of people know this about Magician Souls. And you're going to banish to draw this because you have Dark Magician. You're going to do Illusion of Chaos search. You're going to search out Magician Souls. And you're going to place a card to the top of the deck, replacing Dark Magician Girl. Activate Magician Souls. We're going to send Dark Magician Girl on this card and choose not to summon. It's an optional effect. So right there, you just got rid of 3 bricks off of 1 card, basically. And then this card can be negated. But if you just play Red Eyes Fusion that gets negated, that's fine. You can go evenly matched, and then you go boom, boom, boom. And it depends. If it's a negate the activation of the card, then you can just continue with your normal play after that, because they negated the card in its activation, like the card itself, instead of the effect. So you're chilling. But as you can see, now for next turn, you'd have a Rod and Illusion of Chaos, and you're chilling. You could just pop their 2 monsters, or however, they probably won't have any monsters. They'll have 1 monster, 1 card, so you can pop their monster if there was a monster that they saved, and then pass the turn to them. And if they don't have a spellcaster, they can't play spell cards, and that's pretty much going to win you the whole game, basically. And yeah, that was a pretty good opening test hand. My next draw would have been a Soul Servant. This is just a cracked out. In my opinion, this is just a cracked out deck. Or like this, like the way like I have it set up is just really crazy. And now let's say we're going first this time. Although technically, if you win, they would choose, and if they make you go first, that is crazy. They would most likely make you go second. But let's say I'm going first this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wow, that's a crazy hand. Again, you can just open up with Ref and you're chilling. If you're not chilling with Ref, then you can't really do much else besides this Salvation, set Eternal Souls. And you set Eternal Souls to the field. Rod summon. Or go Secret Soul Servant, because I feel like that's more important than Circle. Sure, you can play the Gambit with Circle, but it's not guaranteed you're going to get anything. You can set the Circle. You can set the Skill Drain too, honestly. And you can just go Link into Artemis. And then on your opponent's turn, you go like standby phase, Skill Drain. Boom, they basically can't play any any effects now. That's going to kill their deck already. Then you're going to, if they try to enter, you can activate Eternal Souls and activate Soul Servant. And you're going to stack Illusion of Chaos at the top. Wait, what? Yeah, no, you're going to activate Soul Servant, stack Illusion of Chaos at the top, sorry. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to Tribute Rod. You're going to activate Rod's effect, Tribute Artemis, add this back to hand. And then on your turn, you can, you want to draw Illusion of Chaos effect. Search for souls. Magician Souls. Then Magician Souls effect. You're going. Oh wait, sorry. Pardon me. You're going to place a card to the top. Honestly, you can play Red Eyes Fusion to the top, or you can play Magician's Rods at the top. Because we can't really use Red Eyes Fusion this turn, I'm just going to place it to the top. Though normally I would place Magician Rod to the top, but then you're going to activate Magician Souls effect, and you're going to send a copy of Dark Magician to the grave. You'll see why. And then you're going to summon this card. Then you're going to activate the effect of this card. You're going to send this. Draw on 1. Oh, would you look at that? Fusion. Activate Magician's Rod. Going to search for. Circle. Add Circle to your hand. You're going to. Opponent's going to tap, cut, shuffle. They're going to shuffle. And whatever they do, now this is your hand. You're going to activate Circle. Not that it matters. You're going to look at the top 3 cards. Whoa, yo, let me get that one real quick. I'm gonna just keep it like that. Activate Eternal Souls, summon your Dark Magician, banish 1. Activate Timaeus effect, send the field spell, summon, effect, Dragon Knight, and now you have your DM triangle. And then if they have a dark monster engraved or whatever you popped, if they have just a monster, you can if they have monsters on field, you can enter battle phase, attack, and then you can even go into main phase 2, do whatever, or you can just go into relinquish in main phase 1 with souls as well, and take one of their monsters or whatever card they had, and then boom. And then technically you can even make this guy right here since there are 3 names, but I would not. I would honestly just keep focusing on what you can do from this point on, and we're going to test out one more test hand with this combo, man.